Well, hey, Gemini. It is Mutable Signs Week. I am trying to keep up my commitment even though I am on my spring break here. So, a reading for you from your metal dog on location. What does that mean anyway? That always used to be on TV. Okay, the reading today is what I'm calling the Lover's Tarot, and it involves getting a message from Mars and Venus, who are traveling together conjunct, and they're learning a lot because they're interacting with Pluto, who is a very transformative kind of Scorpio death card energy about power and transformation. So let's just jump in here, stealing some moments while my parents are running errands. So, Gemini friends and family. This may or may not resonate. It's a general reading, but if it does, I hope it helps. All right, we're going to start here with a card to kind of set the tone for the reading from the Muse Tarot. Wow, you get the Two of Inspiration. This is you envisioning. That was my elbow on the table, by the way. Yep. Two of Wands is a card of envisioning the world that you want to live in, that you want to manifest. It's followed by waiting for your manifestation to come in. And a couple of cards here on the bottom. It looks a little bit that you're coming out of some pain. A Three of Voices, Swords. This is your heart and mind are in conflict. It's a broken heart. It's very painful. One of the more painful cards in the deck. And with that, and I think I'll show you visually, you have a Seven of Materials, Seven of Pentacles. And this is a card of putting in all this labor and maybe feeling frustrated that the fruits of your labor are not blooming. But you can see this one is in full bloom. And I see these lines here coming out of this sorrow, and this whatever you've put work into is related to this pain. It's either inspiring all of this blooming, it's inspiring the envisioning that you're doing here, or this place that you have envisioned is where you've put all this labor and time and heart in, is where the anguish is coming from. We will see if we can clarify with a little tarot reading here. Yeah, it looks a bit uncomfortable, Gemini. So mutable sign that you are, you help us transition from one season to the next, and that means you are good at change, helping the rest of us change. Especially the fixed signs like me, we're good finishers. We just need a little help with transitioning. I don't actually relate to that. I like change, and I am fixed in 4 ways, all 4 corners, I say. But anyway, I like the idea of that thing that often gets read in Geminis as being 2 people, actually being about moving us from one season to the next. And I think that would be, is it spring to summer that you help us transition? That makes sense. Okay, because Sag gets us, well, anyway, we'll stay with this. Look, check my work. I'm going to pull some cards here and get out of the way of the tarot. So the cards I'm going to pull, a card from Mars, a card from Venus, a card that tells you what is hidden from you, that I always call a message from the tarot, and then some overall advice. All right, let's see what happens. So, that's funny. Okay, so from Mars, we have a Two of Air. This is, again, your mind, and you are of air, Gemini, so this is your element. This is a decision point, difficult decision. So now you have a couple of 2s here on the table, an envisioning and a decision making. small numbers, just beginning something here. And it looks like when I look at this figure has focused on this choice, this bird, and then there's the other choice here. She's currently looking here. And often this person is not taking outside help on the decision. So we will find out more. That's what Mars is thinking about where you're concerned. Venus is talking about your feeling of abandonment, of being outside in sorrow. This looks like I feel it's a precious place of sorrow. It's a familiar golden place. It's kind of a place where it's like, you see how it looks poetic to me, how she's touching her chest. And there's this light here that makes me think of the bird that this one is focusing in on. Sorry, I'm not used to this space for filming, but this light, immediately I thought of that bird in this hand. And there is a little bird here, a little brown bird that she is looking at. A 5 of Pentacles, or 5 of Earth, is a state of feeling outside when you actually can turn around, as in this image, and see this beautiful light that draws you. But you be focused on lack in this, and it's an opportunity to shift perspective. 5s they are passageways from one way of looking at things to a new way. And we could say that Venus has been in a process of transformation during her recent retrograde, where you may have had like a lot of time to re-examine either your Venus is about love, and she's also about the material world, specifically your finances, your luxuries. So if you reconsidered that recently and have been looking at that, this appears to me to be about that. Whereas Mars is just starting this process of looking at his stuff. Okay, what the tarot wants you to know, what is hidden, is a 10 of air. This is an ending, again, in the suit of air. This is like the 3 of voices, which is also this. It looks a little bit painful, my dear Gemini here. Let's see if we can get you a little help through what appears to be a painful situation. But the 3 of Swords and the 10 of Swords, I think of these as the heartbreak cards. When I look at this 10 of air, she, in her grief, has shaved her head. She's focusing on what has disappeared from her life. She is in pain. There's always a new beginning to turn towards, because you've finished a cycle when you're in a 10. That's the last card in a cycle in your life. So this is from the tarot. It doesn't think you know this about this right now. So sorry, I just see that nick on my finger. Okay, advice overall. Page of Earth. I love this beautiful fairy who offers you a new beginning. Come with me, he says. There is a reader that reads this card as being about nostalgia or the past. I think of it as come to this place that you are envisioning here. You're envisioning overall, and there is advice to, this one says, come. This is a real beginning. It's grounded in reality. It's beautiful. It's fun. It's full of this inner child energy, young. It's beautiful. That's one of my absolute favorite cards in this deck. Page of Earth. Okay, underlying. We will clarify all of this if you feel at all lost. 2 cards. We have the 9 of Earth. This is you making your beautiful home on your own, knowing your worth. She is often interpreted as the card you have before you become the Empress, who's also solitary and capable of doing things completely beautifully on her own. This is a person who is independent, and it's often about your home. And then you also have the Nine of Fire, which is usually about exhaustion after long struggle. And when you get to the 10, you get to put down this burden. This one seems to be holding up this light that you also see behind you here in the message from Venus. There's a light at the end of the tunnel kind of feeling. It's like you're almost there. There's a lot of light in this reading, Gemini, drawing you towards a better place. And you appear to be letting go of a painful place. So let's see. These readings have been quite a bit about relationship between divine masculine, divine feminine, and they tend to be telling me about integration so that you become complete in and of yourself. This allows you to shift your relationship, your romantic relationship particularly, but any of your relationships towards justice, reciprocity, meeting of an equal. Your cards, Gemini, are very solitary. They're more in the pain of the process of becoming comfortable with your solitude in some way. But let's see. Let's clarify. I'm going to use the Klimt deck here. This one I just use as the Good Tarot. I see like there's something in this process of transforming you that it's giving you access to your younger self. So your inner child, this self, or the one that plays with this one. And I see that this has been what Venus has gained access to as well, because this is a very young person. But let's clarify. All right, so let's start with what Mars is telling you. A decision. Something in the mind, in the air, birds. Okay. We see first the Queen of Cups. She is emotionally intelligent. She's open with her heart and feelings. Since we see a decision, I kind of want to pull a few cards and see what this decision involves. And we see the Hermit, going alone to your own counsel. So we see two possible choices. One is opening up and one is keeping to yourself. And there is Six of Pentacles, which is about giving or receiving, charitable giving. It's often talking to tarot readers about balancing up, finding equal give and take. And that's what I was talking about with the divine masculine and divine feminine. I'm not actually sure that I'm not surprised it came here. So what I see your decision, or what Mars is facing, is there's a decision between being open with your heart and being closed. Like Queen of Cups and the Hermit. And then the Six of Pentacles says, give. It to me, it says, and it's true on the table here. So I said she's looking at this bird. This is the card that she is looking at, the Queen of Cups. So I feel like Mars is choosing this newly feminine path of openness, open-heartedness, and generosity. And that is what that side of you, your divine masculine, the integration of masculine and feminine, it's just coming up in every reading that the masculine is sort of taking hold of the feminine power, integrating that and coming from that with an open heart. And that's what Mars wants to tell you. And we'll see how this fits in with the rest of the message. Venus, maybe because I'm a feminist, and maybe because I know she's already talked to Pluto twice. She's been the leader of these readings for me, anyway. because Mars is just beginning to understand and learn what she's already been working through. She's a little faster in the way she orbits the sun, but also she's gone through something here. Okay, so she comes in with a 5 of Earth and a 5 of Wands. 5 of Wands is probably the least uncomfortable of the fives. It is competition, chaos. It can be quite creative, a battle of wills. This person looks uncomfortable in this position here. She's awkward. I'm not quite sure who she is. Wands are very much about your sense of yourself, your embodiment. Yeah, and I see a similar gesture in both images of the hand and the hand like this. Yeah. Okay, let's keep looking. We also see the King of Cups. So just as Mars has the Queen of Cups, here is her counterpart under Venus. See what I mean about the divine feminine integrating the masculine? He is equally emotionally intelligent, but he is more, he holds his feelings inside out of generosity. So he's doing it because there's so much happening in the kingdom, and he's keeping his feelings to himself because other people are having so many feelings around him. And then with this we get the 7 of Wands, card of resistance. Here we see Theseus killing the Minotaur in the maze. So 7 of Wands, you could see this as following victory. People come for your victory, for the fruits of your victory. And you have to defend it. You have to defend your integrity. You have to stand with yourself against other ideas. The 5 of Wands is definitely all those other ideas. So what Venus is telling you here is very similar actually to what Mars is telling you, which is that your heart is the source of light. But that in this case, instead of opening up the way Mars is wanting to open up, we see the King of Cups. He knows how he feels and he protects this, right? He's protecting it like this. He protects it in his big giant cup. It's like a big heart. And it's looking like a shift from discomfort from the 5 of Earth and the 5 of Wands, of not knowing what to do, into being very, very certain. See, he has a truth. He has that sword, and he's working with the truth. It would appear to me that it comes from your heart because of the multiple gestures of people to the heart, to the cup, to the heart. Everybody's got their elbow like this in the images, like that, until we get here. So there's a truth that comes from your heart, and also from, with the wands here, the sense of self, and that this is the light that Venus directs you towards as you go through. What the tarot says is actually a very painful ending, which I'm always sorry to see both the 3 of Swords and the 10 of Swords on the table. And it's clearly something you have invested a great deal of your life and labor in, whatever this thing is that is ending, Gemini. Let's see. So there's your 2 of Wands again. Okay. You looking over here like, what am I going to make of this ending? Right? You shaved your head. It hurt. You shaved your head. You're looking at the feathers, the remains of what has ended, and you're thinking about your new beginning. And it's a very abundant, secure 9 or 10 of Pentacles here. Remember, part of what you had is the 9 of Pentacles, and here we have the 10. So this could be the life with others, like you could be going alone from a family situation. You can see on the table this 2 of Wands that's envisioning, that's very important to this reading. She's looking away from this. This may be what was. This may be what has ended. 2 tens. And then, yes, then you waiting for your new manifestation, the 3 of Wands here. Yep. It's like you thought this was going to be forever, for your whole life, this whatever is ending. And in fact, now you have to envision something new. It's going to be beautiful. It's going to feel like this when there's a lot of pain here, and something that you invested a huge amount in, this 7 of Pentacles. And it's a physically painful ending to something that was a vision. And that is a part of grieving, is leaving behind a vision, a dream. Let's see. The overall advice is this Page of Earth. Queen of Wands, more information. She is the queen of the law of attraction, making in the world what she wants. So you've got this multiple times. You are manifesting here, Gemini. Also, Judgment. You have finished a major life cycle, and you are moving up to the next level. That's where this one is drawing you. This one is saying, come on, it's time to go to the next challenge. I always think of it as like a video game of life. That's, my age. And there's your new beginning. Page of Earth, Ace of Earth, or Ace of Pentacles. So there is a new home, a new job, a new place, a new destiny that you have envisioned, that you are moving towards after some loss and grief, and your brain being quite painful as it resolves this difference between your heart and your mind. Mars is saying to choose your heart, your open heart, but that your heart is informed by the Hermit, who is this wise light that is within you, right? So there's lots of light here within you that you need to turn towards the light, away from your loss. It's clear that this is, at least right now, a solitary journey still. There's the light of you finishing whatever it is. 10 of Air, 10 of Pentacles. It was the real world that you decided was your life, and it's over. And now it's time to move into the next life, and you're ready. You have the vision. You're the Queen of Wands. You have the power to make this world that you want to live in. She's like the magician queen. When you live your life a certain way, when you've faced all the challenges, Judgment calls you up from the end of that life into the next. You've gone into the depths. And then there's the new beginning. If you take this advice, you just follow this beautiful fairy child. I'm going to say this light comes from your inner child. Like it's something you always wanted to be or do, or a place you always wanted to go your whole life since you were little. There's lots of little youthful fantasy here in you, in your heart, Gemini. Okay? And let's see, on the bottom, we just have one card. This is you being the leader of your life, the Emperor. Very alpha, autonomous, the leader, and very powerful, decisive energy. It's coming into me as you, but it also could be the one you are leaving. I think I see it as you because I see this figure, Mars, looking here and then looking on the table at this. So I'm choosing to be the leader in my life is how that comes in for me, your reader. Maybe you've been waiting And now it's time to act, to move, to do what you know to do after all this time. Well, I hope that helps, Gemini. That was a very clear reading, and I'm going to say, like, you're in some pain, and I'm very sorry. I hope to see you out of pain here next time we read your cards next month. But you do have the light right in you, right in your heart, and it's like this beautiful energy that you can access. And it's, I don't know about you, but when I discover that it's in me, the power is in me, the powerful love, the unstruck place, it's right in here. Like, it frees me in a way from waiting for somebody else to provide that light, or and then I can act, because it's like, oh, I'm the one that I want, and then I'm free, and I like to feel free. So I like to feel like I'm the emperor of my own life, and I hope you can feel that way, Gemini, as you heal. There's not anything here about healing, actually. There's lots of pain. There's shifting your perspective away from that pain, and taking up this new beginning. So I would guess that in the future we will see you healing this. It's almost like you have to act, and then you'll heal later. You have to choose this, follow this heart, this beautiful page of earth. Yeah, and I think at this point I'm just being repetitive. So I wish you well, my dear.